Hello, and welcome to Hand of Fate 2! Yes, it's the sequel. Sequel of Hand of Fate is quite good for a lot of reasons. Number one, they refined the game. Number two, there's a hell of a lot more in it. And number three, there's a ton of DLC, some of them even free. Yeah, absolutely outstanding. Really just a great improvement on the first game. Lots more stories to get, lots more ways to go. It really feels like a proper Dungeons and Dragons game now. Totally worth picking up as a sequel. It's not even canonical sequel, but it's something. So first things first, I'm going to show you the Campfire. Behind my head there's the different modes, but it'll be fine. So first is the Campfire. The Campfire is something that I'm happy about in this. You can pick your character, and by pick your character, customize your character. So here at the Campfire, there's my character. You can't see her face because her face is on top of mine. Slightly. Whoops. I'm going to move my head to the bottom left. That's what I'm going to do. There we go. Now you can see her face. So you can pick your sex. You can pick sort of what your background is, where you came from. So she's from the sort of pyramid-y place. I don't know, see, look, you can change what you look like and stuff. So I've gone with that one because I like that one. My hair colour, which is a dark blue, very long ponytail. The badge, which obviously is an ox, because oxes are cool. And then the colour of your clothes, which applies to all armour, which is really cool. So when you equip different armour, it'll hold your colour scheme. There's lots of different colour schemes for you to pick from, including the gnomish one. But I quite like the white. I think that's very cool. So once you've customised your character, there's quite a lot in this game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through the first story mission campaign with some cards. So here at the bottom we're on the story now. You see campaign at the top. There are, I think, 21, 22, however many tarot cards there are, there's things. There's the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot, Strength, Hermit, the Wheel, so on and so forth, and each one is an adventure. I have only done up to the Empress so far, but I'm already recommending the game. That's how good it is. I have some of the ones I've never done before here, ready to unlock. Each one has its own sort of secret, which is brilliant. So it's like a secret you can tell. Like, they've got their own, like, specific ways to complete them, and then bonus objectives as well. So we're going to do the Fool to start with. Now, they've changed how these work, the game, so to speak. They play slightly differently, and you get more choices in how you move. So we'll start, and I'll demonstrate. If you haven't played Hand of Fate 1, check out my video on that, and you'll already know what I'm talking about. So the dealer's going to add in some cards. We're also in a carriage on a road this time, not in a big empty hall. Here we are. So you stumbled many miles through the forest in search of thieves who robbed you. Though exhausted and hungry, you are determined to reclaim your father's amulet. Oh. There's a leader and 4 of greed. You finally catch sight of the thieves hacking at a large tree and arguing amongst themselves. I can keep my distance or eavesdrop. I'm going to keep my distance. You remain hidden in the undergrowth. Eventually, you notice movement further down the road. You soon spot a group of farmers coming around the corner, bringing their wares to market. The thieves fell the tree into the path of the unsuspecting farmers and leap out, weapons brandished. Give us all your food. I could leap to the farmers' defense. I could offer to help the farmers, saying that it's not going to, it's going to cost them something. Or I can help the thieves. Already, morality is a choice. It's brilliant. So I'm going to go and save the farmers because I'm amazing. I draw my weapon with practiced skill. Well, you hear the leader's voice. You lads handle this. I'll meet you when you're done. The leader leaves, so it's 4 of greed next to 3 of toil, and me, which is way more powerful. So the greed is bandits. And here I am with my starting gear. You get like a rusty sword to begin, things like that. So in we go. So as I build a combo in the top right, you'll notice I have 1 out of 7, 2 out of 7, 3 out of 7, so on and so forth. I'm building it up terribly because I'm looking at it, not fighting. As that builds up, that's my weapon charge, and then I'll be able to do that. I also gain a stun. So if I press B, I can stun enemies and build a combo on them. And I can also defend like I previously did. You'll notice the toil are all dying here, so I could finish these quickly, or I could let all the farmers die. One farmer survived. So there's quite a lot going on within the frame of combat. There's also traps been added, different types of enemies, whole bunch of stuff, and all your companions have abilities they lend to you. Anyway, the farmers fumble in their harvest sacks in gratitude. They thank you, adventurer. I'm sure after they took our food, they would have taken our lives as well. I gained 2 fame. So, you can't see right now the cards behind my head. I've put my head in the wrong place again. Hold on. Moving my head. Right, we'll try this corner now. We have health, food, gold, and fame. They're all different, and they all play in differently. And there's also my inventory, which has the sword, the shield, and my clothes. They all change based on things, and they all give me different abilities. So that gives me a light stun bash. Charge bash causes a short stun. Defend attacks to charge, extended stun duration. So if I defend 3 times, up in the upper right hand corner, there's a little bash icon that will light up, which means I do a better stun. The shield allows me to reflect things, blah, so on and so forth. You get the gist. Anyway, you fall on the food with a sigh, shoveling bread in your mouth to quell your hunger. That gets me some health back. I consume 1 food. Their leader must still have it. You set up on your feet trying to find your amulet. So off you go. Now we've got the same map as previously. You know, the cards are laid out on the table. You jump on the cards and different encounters happen. Jump on that card. A friend in need. While enjoying a moment beside the campfire, you spy a strange figure approaching your camp. It's a goblin dressed in what must pass for goblin finery. From beneath the filthy fox pelt serving as an ill-fitting wig, the goblin winks at you with wild red eyes. Aha! I've been roaming for hours trying to find you. We must get this over with quickly if I have any hope of getting to all the people on my list before sunrise. It lowers a sack from its shoulder. Now, from within my sack, I can conjure whatever your heart desires. The goblin's voice trails off as he examines his sack. Well, I could if there wasn't a blooming great big hole in it. His head disappears entirely into the bag until his bulbous nose protrudes from the breach. A new plan, then. The goblin pulls out his last trinkets, so we get a choice. I could get this shield, the sword, or that armor. I'm going with the armor. Am I? Yeah, I'm going with the armor. Oh, there's fame required, as you can see there. Fame required. So I don't think I'll be able to equip it unless I have 6 fame. So that would be quite bad. Stun bash, damage buff, extra gold. I can't equip it, so useless. However, the Kingmaker, it's a buckler, so you get 1... defend adds 1 to weapon charge. So my weapons will power up every time I defend or counter an attack. Every time they flash green and I press triangle, it will gain a weapon charge, which means my weapon will be better. Defense breaker, so I deal 15% bonus damage against enemies with defense. Pretty good. So anyone with a shield, I will deal more damage to, and I can reflect attacks. And then there's the intriguing sword, which I'm not going to go into, but I'm taking the shield.
Of kings in an era that has left them behind.
Oh my god, this guy talks a lot. Equip the shield, though. There we are. And now my equipment is done. So here we have our equipment, and there's my shield. Nice. Move on. A general store. Let's see what we've got equipment-wise to buy. Lots of stuff here that I can't afford. Cool. Let's sell the old shield. Can I sell the old shield? No, it's rusty. I can't. Let's leave and come back. Good idea, me. Temple prayers. I get a blessing for 6 gold. So blessings are like buffs that affect you, and I get a choice of them. So there's plenty here. Gambler's Banquet, I believe, is something to do with food, and that allows me to re-roll the dice. Gambler's Insurance. After losing 4 precision gambits with a failure or huge failure, draw 4 equipment cards, then discard this card. So basically, if I fail miserably at every gamble, I'll get a ton of equipment. That's quite cool. Gold Zealot, I gain health based off gold cards. If your max life is less than 150, you can gain more max life by discarding food or... You know what? I'm going to go with Gambler's Banquet. I gain food after every dice gambit. We'll get onto dice gambits eventually, don't you worry. Basically, dice gambits are... So, in the previous game, you could pick cards That is still in this game, but there's also multiple different ways for you to roll the dice in your favor, so to speak. And one of them is rolling the dice. Let's follow the parade. There's a carnival going on right now. So follow the parade. The parade ends in the town square. You watch as the villagers take turns smashing the statue with a club and gathering the food and gold that spill out. It's basically a piñata. Let's join in. And we've got an option for a huge success there. It went under, so... Okay, I got one, that's good. The club strikes the chest of the treat-laden beast. Some gold falls out. You survey the spoils and try to scoop them up before anyone else can. Another choice now. I want to follow the 20 gold card. Yeah! Followed it well. There is a way to track the cards, which is brilliant. If they're on top, they're always on top, but they always switch sides. So everything on the left always ends up on the right. Everything on the right always ends up on the left. It just depends whether it's top or bottom. So basically, you go top, bottom, bottom, top, top, bottom, and you'll be able to follow where it is. If that makes sense. You scramble to gather the bounty that you unleashed. Would you like to try to gather more? Yes, go on. An opportunity for 5 gold. It's a risk, but I'm going to do it. Under, over. So this was the card that was over? Shit, it was wrong. It's the one on the left. You can see it's a bit of a nightmare to get it right. Oh well, I got what I needed. Got even more gold. 24, that should be enough for a new weapon. I can't go back to the general store. Oh. That's upsetting. Oh well. Let's leave to the next level.
Nothing could be more
the Royal Road.
Than meeting the mage who started
the thieves who stole my amulet. They're right ahead, 4 of greed. With the leader. Everyone will get their fair share. There's no need for violence, the leader implores. Whoever heard of a thief talk about fair share, spits one. You turn up and boss us around. We've barely stabbed anyone. It's been days since I've stabbed someone. Days. It appears it's the leader against everyone else. Keep me alive and there'll be plenty of gold in it for your trouble. Tell him he will pay in blood for his thievery. Here's a thought. Does it have to be my blood specifically? Kill my associates and I will gladly return your amulet. Ever reliable, the thieves draw their blades to mug you. The leader hurries away to hide. Let's fight them, because I'm not giving them all my gold and food. That's the Kingmaker. That's a nice shield. I didn't realise it was themed so much on hospitals. So yeah, every time you get like a new piece of unique gear and you go into a thing, you get a nice little cutscene for it, which I think is quite cute. Anyway, here are my thieves. Watch as I'm pro. Defend! I fucked it immediately. Defend! 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 Stun! Hit! Defend! Fuck. Okay, we're just gonna keep defending. Attack. Attack. Defend. Weapon attack. There we go. Defend. Stun. Oh, fuck. I hit the wrong one. I gotta double defend these fuckers sometimes. And I need to pay attention. Here is a finisher. Finishers give you invincibility frames, which is nice. You got rid of most of my health! Prick. What a wizard I am! Hey! With the battle resolved, the thief nods in approval at the carriage before him. He holds out a hand. The name's Malcalypse, Bard Extraordinaire. His smile fades under your withering glare. Sensing your anger, he raises his hands in surrender. Wait, let's not be hasty. We're on the same side here. I'm an upstanding citizen. But, just like you, I've been working with the thieves, yes, but only for the greater good. No, really, they were killing people before I came along. I know it seems bad, but look. He pulls out an amulet from his pocket and presses it into your hands. All is forgiven, yes? You stare at the amulet. It does not look familiar. Oh, Malcalypse. I can't say it. Fuck it. Say, scratching your head. He opens a small satchel. So which one's yours? And so obviously you pick whichever amulet you got. I went with the ox. I like the ox amulet. There we go. He says it suits you. We should probably get to know one another, seeing as we're going to be friends for life, Malcalypse says. Tell me, where are you from? So this is ideally where you'd normally hit your character development. Because I've already done it, I have no need to. So we can skip through. But there's Malcalypse on the bench over there. From Clearwater, eh? You don't say. Good sorts from Clearwater. Very trusting. Oh, by the way, I mean, we friend owe money to... Oh, okay. Basically, he owes money to Vignus of the Thieves Guild. He'll be quite angry. We should journey to Myrbridge together to appease him. Some gold might help. Although, come to think of it, I'm rather busy. So, it'd be best for you to get the gold and I meet you there. So we have to go and get gold for a thief. That's our next quest bit. As you hike through the mountains one fine day, you come across an injured traveller. Although he is clearly deeply wounded and barely moving, you sense something disturbing about the cloaked figure, and approach with caution. You mortal, come here, the creature commands, his voice rasping. I need sustenance to heal myself, and you will provide. You draw your weapon, and the beast weakly raises its arm to defend itself. Spare me, and I will make it worth your while. So, we can ask how and do a bunch of things. I'm going to finish him. He looks evil. Look at him. Doesn't look like a friendly guy. The creature dies with a shudder. You search him for anything useful. 1 equipment from 2. I'm going to take Winter's Bane. No, I'm not. Yeah. And I am, actually. It's a one-handed sword, yes. So I get a bonus against Northerners, but I don't think there's any Northerners in this level, so it's a bit of a waste, this weapon. But hey, it is what it is. So some weapons have special, like, troops they're better against. The Winter's Blade is better against Northerners, as it says there. And it's also got a challenge. So you see how there's a little shard on the bottom of the equipment? We can actually claim that token now. So if I defeat 30 Northerners with a finisher, I unlock the shard on the weapon. So that encourages you to constantly switch up the weapons you've got, even if you find one you love, just because you can unlock things by playing with them. Very cool. Let's continue onwards. Market Thief.
And here is your reward, at least in potential.
Right. So, I have failed at this multiple times. I hope to succeed. The Market Bazaar is a hive of activity. Traders from across the lands call out to passers-by. Blah, blah, blah. You feel something tug on the inside of your tunic. Turning quickly, you discover a pickpocket making off with your belongings. I lost 5 gold. You jump to your feet and catch a glimpse of the thief as they weave through the crowd. Let's follow that high success. I think it's that one, but I'm going to go with that one. God damn it! The tangled maze of people proves too much for you, and the thief makes their escape. I failed at that card again. I've never succeeded at it. I can try, but I don't win.
I have met spirits, and death himself.
My platinum card.
I have no more respect for them now than when I believed them myths.
Your quest brings you to a remote shrine high in the mountains. Blah, blah, blah. Kneel and beseech to the gods to take pity on you. This is where the probability comes in.
Back to the bones.
We get
I hope
to
you have learned to
roll
be
the
their
dice
master.
twice. So I roll it once. I gain food because of my special blessing. And I got a score of 9. So I need 2 more. So I'm going to re-roll the dice that's a 1. Because I get to roll twice. And keep the others. I got a 4. I scored 12, which is above the target of 11.
A win here sets the tone for your challenge.
So we win. Sunshine appears through a break in the clouds to bathe you in a radiant glow. I gain 5 max health, 5 max health. What a win. That's why I put the shrine in. It's a lovely little card, that. Oh, fuck. The gnomes. See, I love the gnomes in this game. They're a bit interesting, though. You trespass on gnomish grounds, human. A voice calls, as a dozen small creatures leap from the trees around you. The penalty for this transgression is death. Make your peace with your gods. The gnomes look like me, naturally. Being a gnome myself. They are truly beautiful creatures. Love them. Sexy little fuckers. There they are. Look at them. Fiercely territorial, trespass your gnomish lands and face the consequences. Pesky, persistent, and impossible to hit, gnomes cause snare. Evade or to avoid or struggle to break free. Gnomes can only be deterred with a finisher. These are special opponents, gnomes. I can't hit them with a weapon. They will dive at me though, and then end up in this position where I can boot them in the face. So you dodge a bit, and then boot gnomes. Last gnome. What you gonna do? If they land on me, you just have to spam triangle to escape. But I'm a master of gnomes. After all, I am the little gnome. You know, in some cultures, being tall gets you more, you know, standing. But with gnomes, it's the smaller you are, the better you are. So, like, with me, you could just step on me, or, you know, an ant could murder me. So as far as I go, I'm like king of the gnomes. Anyway, the battered gnomes pick themselves up from the battlefield and approach you cautiously. Alright, the penalty for this transgression is no longer death. We'd like to parley. We seek arms to defend ourselves. A gnome declares loudly, hand over some of your equipment and we'll release you. We can even pay you something. I'll give you some food for a helmet, one of the small folk exclaims. I'll share the secrets of this land for a ring, another chimes in. Give me a weapon I can wield, and one of my brothers, we've got gold, a toothless gnome calls out. Or the gnomes all loudly shout their offers, trying to drown each other out. I'm going to give them the weapon. Even though it's my weapon, it's going to get me gold. So it's worth it. Fingers crossed, that is. You surrender the equipment to the gnomes. Satisfied, they offer payment in return. 10 gold, nice. 15 gold, nice. Another 10 gold. The toothless gnome looks perplexed. A mighty war machine to be sure, but however will we wield it? Yeah, sword 4 times your body height. He turns to his brothers, and together with the other gnomes, they heave the weapon into the bushes and out of sight. You gain 2 fame. Yet to win the token on that, I must have to bring like a special gnomish sword to them or something. Dead drop. You arrive at Mire Bridge as the sun begins to dip below the horizon. You find Malcalypse perusing a selection of cheeses by the market. Ah, if it isn't my good friend the adventurer. Did you bring the gold? Vignus has arranged to meet at the graveyard. Go to the graveyard. You wonder whether the spot was chosen for its seclusion or its easy body disposal. Vignus greets Malcalypse with a sly grin. Looks like you turned up after all. And with a lackey in tow. We had our doubts, you know. There's the Anarchist of Greed. Vignus cracks his knuckles and giggles. Well now, Malcalypse, convince me. What's to stop me cutting off your head today? You reveal your gold as Malcalypse scrounges his pockets for some too. The heavy satchel of riches lands at Vignus's feet with a thud that echoes through the silence of the cemetery. I lose 54 gold. That's a good amount. That's our deal done, Malcalypse says. Worry obvious in his voice. No need for any further troubles. I'm sorry, Mal, Vignus grins. You should have known that the guild was never going to let you pay with cash stolen from our members in the first place. You have gnomes? I guess not. Vignus, the crazed. Treacherous and greedy, a dangerous combination. Anarchists throw flaming bombs that cause fire damage. Your armor is no use to you here. Basically, don't get hit by that. And dodge. Good. Ah, fuck. I took my eye off the ball for a second. Ruined myself. Fuck you. Get the finisher. Ah. Dodge. Hit this one. Now it's just the boss. Stun. Big stab. Nice. Dodge. Dodge. Big stab. Ow. Finished, bitch. Bye. The combat, well, it's not like amazingly in-depth. It's just really satisfying to feel like you're actually in a Dungeons & Dragons game. I love it. Malcalypse stretches his chin thoughtfully. It seems you could do with someone savvy to help you navigate these tricky matters of diplomacy. Like maybe killing everyone wasn't the best idea. Come, let's discuss our partnership over an ale or two. And that's the end of the Fool. So we gain Malcalypse as a companion. So in a later adventure, like, say, the Empress, when I pick my deck, I can pick a companion, and down here I gain Malcalypse, aka the Trickster. He has some abilities for me. So he can cast a protective spell on me in combat, which means it blocks a hit. We can spin the wheel gambit again, so there's like a spin the wheel type probability thing. There's a quick time event, like you've got to stop a pin on a thing type thing, and you've got to roll a dice type thing. Lots of things! Lots of probability, lots of gambling, but it's Hand of Fate. It is what it is. Can cast ranged spells that cause magic damage and ignore defense, and can teleport to avoid damage. He's pretty cool. Pretty fun. Do I have time for another adventure? I don't really. There are endless adventures in this game. I'm probably going to leave it here. One adventure's enough, and my throat actually hurts from doing all the different voices. I kind of regret doing that. Yeah, this is Hand of Fate 2. There's not a great difference between this and Hand of Fate 1. Other than it's amazingly better in every single way. There's a billion types of DLC, tons of customizability, companions, better cards, better choice in the cards, better reason to bring different equipment along, and also a humongous campaign, an endless mode, a campfire to customize your character at any whim. Oh, and also special challenge modes as well. Yeah, so there's only like a fair amount. The challenges on the cards, by the way, like the weapons one, can be completed in endless modes, which is pretty good. Oh, there is actually something else I was going to say about Hand of Fate 2. Something that makes it amazing and that's going to make it show up on Wednesday's stream? Yeah, Wednesday's stream. At some point. Yes, if I go in here and I go into settings and I go down to general, there is Twitch integration. They get to, so you can vote on my encounters, my mini games, gifts, adventure choices, and viewer names can be named for endless bosses. That seems like a lot of fun, so I'm going to be messing around with that in some of the streams where I get my opinion. Anyway, that's really all I've got to say. This is an amazing game, and I've had tons of fun playing it, but I don't want to spoil it. This is the thing. I've got so many little cards in there that I want to explore. Some of them are DLC related. Some of them have got goblins. There was a goblin boss that threw gnomes at me. The, like, combat is out there. It's way better and improved from not Mass Effect. Fucking, my brain's stuck on Mass Effect. From Hand of Fate 1. And, just wow. That's really all I've got to say. And support this game. Because Hand of Fate 3, I really hope it improves on this. I'm hoping it's a thing, but I cannot wait for another one. I really can't. So, your companion as well, Malcalypse has his own, like, quest that you follow with the random cards. Because every time you complete one of his cards, you get a new card that's a bit more of his quest. So, like, he's got his own storyline to follow. It's amazing, and check it out, and that's all I'm saying. So, thank you very much for watching. Much love from me, and I will see you next time.